What about the public safety, the concerns that are being expressed about what may happen if these inmates are given early releases and return to the communities and from which they have families and friends?
I have heard that there are some officials, the Attorney General of Louisiana has recommended to the governor not to release incarcerated people early because of the threat they pose to the state and the community. Now, first of all, just because I have been convicted of a crime and imprisoned for that crime does not mean I am automatically a threat to the community when I am released later on. So we need to look at the difference between potential and reality. You may talk about the potential that I may offend or re-offend if I am released from incarceration. Perfectly reasonable to talk about my potential to re-offend. However, COVID-19 is not a potential. It is here today. It is in the prisons today. It has killed inmates today. That is the reality of what has happened. Take this example. You're in your home on the banks of the river, and the water is rising. It's coming up to your porch in front of your house. The water is expected to rise further, and you look out and you see the water is coming. Now, you need to leave. You need to evacuate and get to higher ground. Do you leave your disabled sister because, one, she's crippled, quote unquote, and two, you're pissed at her because of what she did yesterday, so I'm going to leave her as the floodwaters come up? Of course not. We don't do that. We don't leave people behind like that, whether I'm in the military or I'm a civilian, whether it's a flood coming up to the house or it's a pandemic that is here today. These experiences tell us how to deal with the new experiences coming with COVID-19. This is critical thinking at its best, to think about the principle of proportionality and what that means today in my thinking as a prison official or a state official. We have to remember that along with that, there is a difference between consequences and punishment. My punishment was to be imprisoned. I was not sentenced to also be placed at risk should anything else happen unexpected or unforeseen during my time in custody. That was not in the court's order when the judge imprisoned me.
And Chief, can we at this point open up to the audience and get some responses to what you have said already? Ms. Belinda, if you want to come in at this point, otherwise we'll move to the presentation by the Black is Back Coalition members, Vice Chair Lisa Davis and Ms. Betty Davis. But if you want to respond directly to the commentary Chief Whiteberg has shared already, which is consistent with our position statement.
Wow, thank you so much, Chief. You broke it down and you made it so plain and simple for us to be able to, wrap this whole thing around our mind because, there is an indication here in Louisiana without a doubt that they don't intend to treat people like human beings that are being held in these hell holes and jails across the state. And that's the reason why we are so outraged about the fact that these are human beings. These people have families. We got people that are due to be released. We got people that are wrongfully incarcerated that are going to die in there, and they're leaving them to die in there. And we know for a fact that they are prepared to, to make this Angola a death camp. That's the reason why that we know that the people are being taken out there by the droves. And, it's a sad sight because I envision that, we can't just, stand around and just, say, this is wrong. It's time for us to act. And I really appreciate you for breaking it down and making it so simple that, we cannot handle this situation, as, we have done in the past. We're in a pandemic and it's serious. This coronavirus is killing people and they're dying.
Don't you think it's ironic that he used the analogy of what you do when the waters are rising? Well, we've already seen what happens in Louisiana to African Americans when the water is rising.
Absolutely. Wow. So